Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Empowering Monday, your weekly dose of motivation and inspiration, powered by ZRM Studios, a professional photo and video company. I'm your host, Mark Tabelon, and today I'm with my co-host again, Boyan. How are you doing, Boyan?
Yo, Mark, I'm
What's
doing
up?
great.
How's your weekend?
My weekend,
Yeah.
I was practically non-existent.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's Boyan
yeah,
for you guys.
worked through it.
Worked through it.
You know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, like over the weekend, we just, working, working,
The
working.
thing is, when you do what you love, you don't need a weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, yeah, exactly. If you, if you love what you do, you actually don't notice the time sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh yeah, when you catch the wave, like
Yeah,
the zone, and
that's
you're
right.
just like going one task after the other task. It's
Exactly.
like bam, bam.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how's your you did an event on Saturday, right? How was it?
Oh, I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
The event was definitely people showed up.
Oh, nice.
And
Definitely.
what I liked about
Mm-hmm.
they had musicians,
Oh,
and
nice.
really nice ones like country musicians, all like seasoned and yeah, smooth, great operation.
Awesome.
Yeah, and some people even showed up to listen to that and dance. And
Nice.
yeah, it
Did
was an
you dance
event
as well?
for opening. Yeah, for one of our clients opening a store.
Yeah.
And yeah, because they do kind of like luxury
Mm-hmm.
cowboy stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it got me thinking maybe I should be a cowboy. Because yeah, some of the stuff looks really nice over there.
Yeah, and they're actually pricey too.
Oh well, yeah,
I mean, like,
exactly.
yeah, it's worth it anyways, because
Yeah.
like it's like the product itself is actually like super solid.
I mean, it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
cowboys are hard workers, so they
Exactly.
have money,
Yeah.
right?
And all leathers too. Look. they're
Yeah,
all-
leathers.
Should get it sponsored, man.
yeah. Let's go
Yeah.
to a boutique of leathers. And,
Boutique of leathers, right?
This is not a sponsored podcast, but there you go.
But we just love them.
Yeah, this
And-
one's for free.
Yeah, Lamleys. But anyways, yeah. So Boyne here again, guys, is like he's gonna ask me questions about business and stuff like that. So we're just gonna talk about business in general. So yeah, go ahead, Boyne.
Well, I mean, okay, business is one thing.
Yeah.
What I would like to know more about
Sure.
is culture. And
Okay, that's a
not
big one.
not just the culture between companies.
Yeah.
Well, we know that is cutthroat and dog eat dog.
Yeah.
But what about the culture within companies?
Mm-hmm.
That is the culture that is reflected by the relationships, really,
Yeah.
between top to bottom and in the hierarchy and on the sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So colleagues amongst each other, and whose responsibility really is culture
Mm-hmm.
within a company.
Well, being the head of the company, is like the owner. You should, in order for you to build a good culture, you have to show them. Obviously, it should be written down to the things that you wanted to have with the people inside of your company. But again, you just have to basically show them and how a culture should be, right? And especially how you treat them, specifically how you treat them, because you want like your teammates or your employee to like come back to work in the like every day, not like they just wanted to like quit, right? So building a culture is actually, it's not easy.
So you would say that there is like a dimension of it being as any other relationship amongst humans, but this is obviously scaled, right?
Yeah.
And when it's when authority is involved, then people under authority always have to kind of maybe speculate at what is going on and what
Yeah.
does this event mean. If this happens, what does that mean, and what does that mean for me? So I personally saw that like happen like in a big company with lots
Yeah.
of employees, where for some reason the management decided to hire like an external agency that
Yeah.
is going to determine who is needed in the company and who is not, who just look at like job descriptions
Yeah.
and kind of decide who needs to be fired. And they fired a bunch of people. And for me, it was, I mean, shocking event. But to actually see the detriment that caused for everybody who was left behind,
Yeah, that's scary.
how everybody was actually took a message from this, like anyone could be next, right?
That's true.
And so how would somebody expect to be productive in that kind of environment? And that is absolutely a wrecked culture.
Yeah.
And then bouncing back from that is so much more effort and
Yeah.
more costly than actually never having that happen in the first place. So like nurturing the culture.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a question in here somewhere. I'm just like ranting.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, I understand what you're trying to say, but I mean, like in our company, there's only like 5 people, right? It's not that much. However, I think it's good to start with the proper culture with these people by like having a meeting and explaining things where the company's going, right? And especially where they're going, what things are the companies like struggling and stuff like that. So this needs to be discussed with your employee, right? So they could understand like the things that's happening within the company.
And how do you think that would scale up from when you have like beautiful culture
Yeah.
at 5 employees, and when that needs to be scaled up to 50 and then to 100 employees? How do you preserve that?
Well, when we get to that point, I'll probably tell you more about that. But right now, what I would say is like have like the best 5 employees to start with, right? And then start with the best culture within that community, within that small group, right? So they can pass it on to the next generation. For example, for ZRM Studios, we hire more people under our company than you, Mariana, and Tatiana, and even my brother and I, or my wife, can like pass it on to like the next person, right? So if they were like under the training, and then I think the good thing about that is that you have a very very good solid base of your culture that these people but make sure that they have the understanding of the culture before they can pass it on to someone else, right? If you don't do that, then the problem is that if you don't have a good culture, pass it on to the next one, and then it goes to like 50 people. That's going to be a big problem. And again, I'm not there yet, but in order for you to avoid that, is start building the right culture or like the right process within that 5 people, I would say.
Would you say that some kind of guidance in a form of a written
Yeah.
rule or value would be helpful?
Well, yeah, it will be super helpful if we have those one written down. However, every single human being is different, right? Even though if they have read the culture, they probably would not understand that unless they experience it. For me, for example, it's like being the owner. I need to like show you of how culture should be done. Obviously, we have like written down like the core value of our company, but if you don't experience it, it says differently when you're talking to your employee, right? So make sure that you show them, you talk to them, and get a lot of feedback and see if we need to change. Because like for me, I'm always listening to you guys, right? I always listen to every single one of you. If you wanted to like a little bit of changes, if you have like some requests and stuff like that, my ears are always open for you guys, right? But I'm sure some other companies, because like I worked with a bunch of companies back in when I was doing my corporate jobs, and there's only one company that their culture is very very I would say they really care about their employees, and that was like my previous job. And the way how they handle it is they always, talk to the employee, explaining things. Obviously, the core value is everywhere. It's on the wall. When you come in, it's on your email. And yeah, so, but I mean, like, the communication is very, very, uh, it gives like what do you say this? The key to understanding the culture, communication, and obviously respect as well. So you respect your employee. Doesn't mean like if you are in a higher rank, doesn't mean that you can treat your employee like, basically you can treat them like if in a very, very low, what is say this, like in a shitty way, I would say. So I mean, like, it's a common respect. They will respect you if you respect them, but you have to respect them first before they can give you respect, right? And don't always show up in the company and be like, a boss, right? I know, like, if you are a boss, you're not supposed to like sweep the floor or whatever, but hey, it's your company, right? You have to take care of it. And when your employee sees that, they will just start doing that on their own without telling them, like, hey, pick up this trash, or, like, wipe the floor, or, put this away and stuff like that. They will just start doing it once you start doing it.
In a good culture, I think we can really make friends out of our coworkers. I mean, and that's probably like the best glue to keeping teams together. And then, just on a greater scale
Yeah.
of business. So, like outside of the company, how relevant it is to like make friends. How relevant are those acquaintances or the network in general for a business?
Yeah, I mean, you need to, obviously, you need a community within your business, right? You know what they say always is like your network is your net worth, right? So if you have like, a bunch of people that have their own businesses and stuff like that that can help your business to grow, then that's a very, very, very good community for your business. And if they have a good culture to, support your business, that would be awesome as well, because that's like a bonus for your business. Because like I said before, it's like if you need a lot of information to grow your business, where do you go, right? And especially the owners of AJ and Associates, like Abby and Miss Abby and Miss Jem, right? If there's like if you have any questions about business and stuff like that, I think the best way to go to is them. If you go to them, definitely help you out with your business.
Yeah, I think it was actually in this room that I heard a statement of people at the bottom compete,
Yeah.
people at the top collaborate.
Yeah, I think it was Miss Abby who told us about that one. So in the bottom, I know it's like being entrepreneur. They always say that it's very lonely at the top, right? Well, I'm not there yet, but I can tell you this: on the bottom, there's a lot of crab mentality happening during that time, right? It's sad to say that, I'll tell you this is like when I started our business, there's a lot of people who help us out to grow our business, and I'm very grateful for that. However, they will not always stay the same. People is willing to help you, but people don't want you to be better than them, because once you become better than them, they're sensing danger, right? Because like, okay, this person, I've been helping him out, or I've been at this company, I've been helping them out, but whoa, 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 if we get closer to where we are right now, well, what would people think, right? uh, Especially, it's sad to say that some of the friends that I have as well, uh, that became my friends during my journey in our business, is like I did not keep all of them. Sad to say, right? Because the problem with that one is about the jealousy, right? My wife always asks me this one: how do you turn jealousy? I mean, how do you what do you say? How do you remove jealousy from yourself, right? And I always tell to my wife, hey, what are you jealous about? The things that you don't have, right? That's normally what the people or the people around me are feeling, because like you reach a certain point to your business that you are undeniably, you know, very strong at what you do, or uh, basically well, not very successful, but like successful at what you do, right? But in order for you not to get jealous, for example, you are successful, right? And you are a successful videographer or a company, right? What would I do is I would go to you and ask you questions and, hey, Boyan, how can I be like you? But the problem with that is, like, a lot of people, they actually stay away from you and start, you know, basically backstabbing your company, saying bad things about your company. Oh yeah, like Boyan, you know, his videography company is like this and that. You know, it's making, you know, it's kind of like it's making stories that does not exist because out of the jealousy, right? And the problem with jealousy is like it's super negative to the point that it keeps you away from your focus, your purpose. It's like you're just focusing on that person, you know, that person's achievement, but not to your purpose in life, right? And that's, like I said, it's a very, very dangerous route to go to, right? So instead of jealousy, what I told my wife is like, hey, be inspired to that person. Because like if they reach to the point where you got like, you know, like you think it's success, do you think if you ask that person how he get there or they get there, they will tell you how? 100%. Yeah, they will let you know how they get there.
They can't wait to tell somebody.
Exactly. Just like us, right? Like I can't tell like I can't wait to tell everybody how we get here. However, because of your jealousy, actually limits you from asking that person. So what I told my wife is like, yeah, if you want, like, you know, if you want to be better at doing photography, or if you want to do, you know, like what she's doing right now, like on Instagram and stuff like that, hey, ask that person, ask that company or whatever, right? Don't feel jealous because they reached to the point where you want it to be. If you feel jealous, then just turn that to inspiration. Be inspired of that person or company, because inspiration gets you there, but jealousy brings you down. So you get to choose, right?
I think that's a great example of self management. Because that way you're managing yourself.
Exactly.
If you feel that jealousy is arising, like anyone feels jealousy arising, you're
Yeah.
jealous of somebody, that's actually can be turned into advantage.
Yes.
Because that is your internal guide as to what you want. Because if you're jealous of that person, you want what that person wants.
Yeah.
So that's just guiding you towards what you should be making an effort towards.
Exactly.
Now, if you don't manage it and you allow yourself to go down that rabbit hole
Yeah.
of jealousy and you become a servant of that jealousy, then you're going to turn into that crab bucket
Yeah.
actor, right?
Yes, exactly.
For anyone who doesn't know, crab buckets, if you throw crabs into a bucket,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be worried that they're going to run away because
Exactly.
they're pulling each other. One
Yeah.
that starts getting out, the other one pulls it back.
So that's
right?
the crab mentality that a lot of people have, to be honest. In our community, there's a lot of crab mentality that's happening in our community. It's sad to say, but again, there's still, you know, successful people who don't have that. Crab mentality, it runs to pretty much every single people in the world, right? If you don't have the right mindset, you'll be just exactly what you explained, crab in the bucket, right? So like competing from the bottom and trying to get up while people are like trying to pull you down, right? What I would do is just like cut them off completely. Like instead of like trying to climb from the bottom, stay away from it, right? Stay away from the people who's super negative. Surround yourself with people that can help you grow, help you, can help your company grow, basically. And it's not just you, it's not just the company, but it's you yourself as well. Because like people in that bucket actually have like the lowest mental, capacity to basically run a business because they don't have the right mindset.
I would guess that there's something natural about the crab bucket mentality.
Yeah.
Something that is like, very much embedded into us from the longest time.
Oh, yeah,
And that is that
100%.
threat, right? It's a threat. Somehow, if we become jealous of somebody who's doing better than us, we're perceiving it as a threat and we're not being conscious of it. And then we get into this emotional turmoil, which in the end gets us acting in a bad way.
That's right.
And trying to pull down so that we are leveled with somebody
Exactly,
else
yeah.
instead of climbing up to that level. Because, well, let's face it, like climbing up to that level probably needs the same amount of effort that we saw that person make. And we're not inclined to spend more energy than we have to. Again,
Exactly, yeah.
evolutionarily, you're always going to get, most for your return for the least amount of effort, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
again,
right.
it's another barrier, right?
Yeah.
But then if we become conscious of it, then we can actually, quote unquote, like weaponize
Exactly,
those negative
yeah.
emotions, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And go like, if I am jealous of that person doing that, then that's what I should be striving for.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that you should steal their idea or their
No.
path, but you need to manifest it in that way. So it's like, oh, so this person is doing creative work
Yeah.
and they're, great at doing that creative thing, and I'm jealous of them that they get to do creative work instead of, I
And
don't
then
know,
you start doing yourself.
if I'm stuck in like a repetitive, redundant work,
Yeah.
and I want to do creative work, and they're doing creative work, and I'm jealous, that's a guide
Yeah.
for me to know that, okay, I need to be doing creative things, not necessarily do the same thing
Yeah.
that other person is
That's
doing.
right, yeah.
It's unrelated.
Yeah.
It can be unrelated, but express yourself. And the thing is that I think us as human beings are so different. We're very much the same, and we're very much different. So at a certain level, we're all the same. The deeper you go, looking into people, you see how much different we are.
Yeah.
And that difference is always going to manifest itself in a different way. So you're going to always be able to like actually extract something deep from within you that is actually going to be different. It's going to be original, and it's going to be a contribution to society
Exactly.
that hasn't been made before.
Yeah, and that's all it matters is like, like you with your passion, because like your contribution for the society, it's all it matters when running a business, right? And yeah, so like the problem with that is like there's so many people who don't get it, right? Look at me, it's like I'm not the smartest, like I told you, it's like I'm not the smartest person in the room, right? Look at me. But again, everybody can have the things that we have right now. The only separation that we have with those people is that they don't put in the work. Instead of putting the work, they actually get jealous because like we reach a certain success in our company, and then instead of like putting the work, they actually get jealous and trying to bring you down by telling bad things about your company to like their surroundings. I don't know what to say about jealousy, but jealousy is a very, very what's the word? It's very, very dangerous to you. I'm not saying that I don't get jealous, but I can turn jealousy in instant to inspiration. Just like I said,
Exactly.
instead of being jealous of you having like the successful videography company, I can just come to you and it's like, hey, how did you do it? And then, start explaining to me. My mentor, Avi Villanueva, right? I waited for so long, not waited, but I looked for so long, a mentor like her in our community, in our Filipino community. It took me at least 5 years to find her, right? If I get jealous of Abby Villanueva, I would say like, yeah, that person sucks, right? But she's a very amazing person, and I get inspired a lot. So I went to her room and asked her, "Hey, Miss Abby, well, I love what you're doing, and I'm looking at you right now as very successful, and you're a very kind person. Please teach me how you've done it. Teach me how to get to where you are today." And she was like, "Yeah, come here. Do you want
Happy
to come?"
to.
Yeah, happy to. I'm like, "Can you come here Monday or Friday?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it Monday." So just like that, right? But in the other way around, it's like people are jealous. They won't even recognize the person's achievement because they're just, like clouded with their jealousy, which is, super awful to hear about. Like a lot of those people are surrounding us right now.
I have a feeling that in entrepreneurship, this kind of self regulation goes on a much, 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 much higher level.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
like jealousy is just like one thing that a person would have to overcome to make themselves inspired,
Yeah.
make themselves productive, make themselves into, in the lack of a better word, like a weapon, right?
Yeah.
Because it is a battle, right? And it's coming in constantly, and it's coming from all sides.
Yeah.
And so this is one way jealousy can be managed. Is like, and it's deeply personal, right?
Yeah.
If you need to be able to recognize jealousy within yourself and realize what it means and how you can use it to your advantage, and absolutely not allow yourself to come to a situation where you're going to conspire against somebody
Yes.
because of those feelings, because
Yeah.
really that's all they are. And if somebody goes down that route, they're really being self-destructive
Exactly.
because they are spreading this around in their community against somebody who obviously is showing results.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And results speak for themselves. So if you go, I go and I start, yelling at, how bad Zuckerberg is at business, right?
Yeah.
It's like, who am I talking? Who would I tell this to?
Exactly.
Who can I tell this to believe me? When
Nobody,
when I don't have billions of corporation worth of billions, and he does.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really self-defeating. So it's a dead end. But I feel in entrepreneurship it goes in every direction, right?
Yeah.
You get torn by all kinds of defeats
Exactly.
and all kinds of challenges, and honestly, it's pretty scary just watching it, watching others go through it, watch them getting into lawsuits or
Yeah.
things that like getting audited, right? Something that is like might take years to overcome.
Yeah.
And then maybe a question would be like, in the face of every day or every week, every month or
Yeah.
whatever challenges, how do you keep the focus on the prize, keep going straight while you're getting sideswiped all the time?
Well, starting a business or having a business, you have to have a plan. When you have a plan and the end goal to this plan is this, you just focus like 100% of your time and your effort to that plan and to that direction, so that make it super strong, so that like the side stuff that you're hearing, or like, I don't know, maybe trying to, people are trying to destroy your company, it won't matter for you anymore, because like your purpose or your plan is so solid that you're willing to just go straight ahead and then just like, laser focus on your plan. what I care about is our family, right? In our studio. Outside of that, like it doesn't really matter for me. It's like we have an end goal. Our goal is to help hopefully millions of people with our business, and that's all it matters, right? Like some friends probably not gonna agree with me with my achievements and stuff like that, or some family members won't agree with me, but it doesn't matter. Like my plan is solid. It's like going straight ahead and just kind of like achieve this goal so we can help a lot of people. And to stay focused on that one, it's like you have to have a healthy mindset, have to have a healthy, this is, I'm talking about daily basis. It's not about just weekly basis, right? So every day you have to, consume yourself a good contents, like, motivational contents and, inspiration in order for you to like keep going, right? And, it's like, for example, if you have bow and has like a telescope, right? You aim at that target just straight ahead. Whatever's like beside of it, like it doesn't matter, right? If there's like a lot of distractions on side to side, doesn't really matter. Your goal is one thing. Like if that you hit your target and then hit another one, right? And then you just keep continuing doing that, right? Because I know a lot of people trying to bring you down, could be your friends, families, but who cares? Your purpose and your goals or your plans are more important than just, being distracted by these people. And you don't align yourself with those people, right? If they get jealous, go ahead, get jealous. Tell your friends, I don't care. You better tell them because that's like a free advertising anyways that, who is this Mark Tavam of ZRM Studios that this person's talking about. So they'll search up, they see our motivational contents, then they'll start listening. Go ahead. I don't care. I think for me, it's just, if you have a plan, if you have a purpose, take, like a massive action and, just achieve it, right? It doesn't matter as long as you're not like hurting other people. That's a pretty big deal. As long as you're not, in Filipino words, it's like as long as wala kang tinatapakang tao, that means like as long as you're not stomping on somebody else's toe or a person, you should be okay. Doesn't matter if like people hate you while you're doing your purpose in life. As long as you're not hurting other people, that's all that matters.
And you help a lot of people.
I did.
Those that need help, they seek your help, they seek your service, they want to collaborate, they want to be a part of
Yeah.
whatever is growing.
Exactly. And we had this conversation with my wife as well. She said, it's like, you're helping these people, but what do you get in return? Right? For me, if I help people, I don't ask for a return. I don't ask for anything. Do whatever you want. For example, me, I help a lot of videographers in the past to maybe, not maybe, to run their videography company as well. Like all the things that I know, I just told them exactly what I know, right? But I did not ask for anything in return. I did not say, hey, if you're successful, maybe you can pay me, or maybe you can, help the company too to grow our company. But I never asked for anything in return. However, that's just me being myself. I don't need validation by other people. If I help that person, and I'll be very, very proud of become successful. However, I don't ask anything in return. Some people on the bottom is like, hey, I helped that guy from the beginning, and now he doesn't even know me anymore. He doesn't even consider me as like, someone he knows in the past, right? But I helped that guy. I mean, I still recognize you helping me in the past, right? But then I cannot be around you if you're not being negative to pretty much all the things that you do in life, right? I had to cut down a lot of friends, tell you the truth, because they're just being negative, and I don't want to be part of their negativity. So I had to cut down like majority of my friends.
Well, there's safety
Yeah,
in
exactly.
pushing things away from yourself.
Yeah,
And there's discomfort in cutting routine.
yeah, exactly.
And it's somewhat natural for us to be concerned, about, even family and
Yeah.
friends who are, setting on, so-called road less traveled. right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're like, oh my God, what's going to happen to this person? But they cannot possibly know if you're able to sink or swim.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't know either,
Exactly.
but you're willing to find out. And you're like, well, I'm just like, you only live once. Like
That's
one
true.
day we're going to die.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you will sink.
Exactly.
So what's there left to do? Then
Yeah.
do what you actually want to do while you can do it,
Exactly. That's
rather
right. Yeah.
than fear that what you want to do you might fail at, while you will certainly fail if you don't even try.
Exactly. There's a certain things in life that guaranteed, which is that one day we're gonna go there. But there's a lot of risk that you need to take, and the biggest risk of all time is like not taking any risk, because like you're just doing the same thing over and over again every day for the rest of your life, and that's guaranteed, failure. I would rather find out myself I failed than just thinking about if I did this business in the future and I failed or succeed, at least I get to know the answer. But a lot of people, in a sense of entrepreneurship, is that they're scared to even start, because like they're scared of the unknown in the future. They're scared that maybe in the future I have this very good idea, but in the future I will fail. They're scared to know that. But for me, it's very different. I would rather find out myself so that I can, maybe figure out where I fail or where I did not succeed in the area and fix that and try again. But like I said, the biggest failure of all time is like not taking any risk. And that's the riskiest part of life. Thank you for listening to our podcast, guys. And if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, comment down below if you want to ask us questions. Again, my co-host here, Boyan, can ask the question and we can mention your name as well. But thank you for tuning in. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and our podcast on Apple Podcasts, and you can like our page on Facebook. And again, guys, always remember, take full responsibility of your life and stop blame victim mentality and start making action or start taking action. I'm your host, Mark Tabelon, and this is Empowering Monday. Until next time, guys, go maximum force and see you to the next episode. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Boyan.
Thank you. Boom.
Peace out.
We never fall back.